Welcome to Tony's online tuning class. Our hope is to help you make positive changes in your life with these recordings by providing you with guided messages from Spirit. This tuning class will give you the means to enhance your energy through the use of tuning forks, crystals, meditation, and distance healing. These energy-driven classes do not alter or shift your energies, but to help you release outdated thoughts and beliefs from your past to help you feel lighter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your vibrational growth with us. And I said, okay, why am I looking through this? Then he says, I want you to do some other research too on what the average man or average woman is going through, the average person is going through on this earth with overwhelming odds and have failed. And I go, and have failed? Okay, so that's what I did. I Googled those exact words. The average person that had overwhelming odds, hardships, and have failed. And I did it in 4 or 5 different ways. And I always came to the same website. World Poverty. And I said, okay, what does this mean? And Spirit said that 90% of the world is in this poverty level. They're not rock stars. They're not multimillionaires. They're average people, and they're going through a very difficult time. The only difference between an average person, they said, and a person that perseveres and gets through whatever they're supposed to get through, and get through this mist or this cloud or whatever you want to call it, swamp, to get to the other side, because most don't make it. And I said, yes, I'm in agreement with you. So what do these people are looking for? And the answer is always the same. Those people that are looking down and looking at their present situation, their present energy, their present environment, they think that that's as far as they're going to go. And the dream that they had leaving high school becomes diluted and less. And eventually gets to a point where they start lowering their light, lowering their dream, because they don't think they'll be able to attain whatever they thought they could attain leaving high schools. Because when we left high school, we thought we owned the world. The world was our oyster, as they called it. And as we bumped our heads and stubbed our toes and tripped over things and realized that people aren't telling us that we're special. They are not telling us that we can do it. Anything that we would try to do, try to get ahead, there's judgment. One thing led to another and more hardship came on. But we lost that light. We lost that dream. And those that were successful, that kept the light, kept going. We have a new podcast called The Mucky Middle. Now, I'm not sure if you've already listened to it, but I'm going to post it. When you have a chance after this class, I want you to take a look at it. It's on our website. The Mucky Middle summarizes everything that we're talking about. Is when we start off, we have this lots of energy, and somewhere in the middle, we get stuck in this muckety mess. And the people that live beyond this, and whatever that is happening right now, they say that it's just temporary. It's like camping, and I'm moving forward. And they have just as many hardships as the average person. Overall, I mean, everyone has a story, and everyone's different and unique, so we're not saying one has to be worse than the other. It isn't that. But hardship itself is pretty relative. Obstacles are pretty relative. The things that are in your way that isn't making you the success you want to be is an obstacle. And most people find it difficult to get past the obstacle because they want to do everything with their hands, everything with their mind, and they just trudge forward until they get exhausted, and then they realize that maybe the dream is bigger than what was I thinking type of attitude. And so Spirit was saying that those that let that light go were the ones that stayed where they were, getting to a point where wherever they are, they're now content. Not happy, content. There's a difference. Those that are not content and see that they could do more and that they could contribute more, and they asked the universe, they asked something larger than themselves, other people, to help them through this swamp, were the ones that made it. Walt Disney, when he came out with Snow White, he put everything into that movie. And it was in the 30s, the 1930s, which nobody was watching movies then. Nobody could afford. It was just after the Depression, in that Depression area, and nobody had money. And so coming out with a movie in that era was very risky. And he put everything into it. And he said in one of his interviews that this is an imagination for children. It's not just this movie that I want to do. I want to create imagination for children, for them for years to come. And Spirit heard that. And then they realized that this man had to make it through. And so they orchestrated the people, places, and events for the movie to have a very good attendance, and it did very well. And it had enough money then to come up with the second movie and so on. Jim Carrey had much the same idea. He was starving in Hollywood, and he wrote himself a check for $20 million when he didn't have a dime to his name. And he post-dated it for 2 years from that point. And he says, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I have to show that other comedians can do it when they have overwhelming odds, when they can barely eat. How can I keep going? And then he used the universe, that energy, to bring himself people, places, things, and events ended up happening, and it gave Jim Carrey a spot. He made $5 million on the first movie, which wasn't that much, in that respect. Dumb and Dumber was one of the movies that he had, and he says, that's the one that I want to make $20 million on. And so they did, and he did very well. And after that, he had other movies. So when you're looking at attaining something, you have to realize that you will not be able to do this yourself. Getting help from other people and other energies is where this is. And it's this crown chakra that continues to bring in that light. Because as long as that light is there, your dream is illuminated. That it's not impossible. It's just not right now. I can't show X amount of dollars in a bank account. But in my head, and millionaires tell you this as well, that they were a millionaire in their head years before they were able to prove it. They never lost a dream.
Thank you for listening to my online tuning class. Give yourself 24 to 48 hours to process how you are feeling, which gives the body a chance to catch up on what you have cleared today. As these are powerful energy clearing classes that help relax our bodies and assist to reduce stress. If you know of anybody that could benefit from this for future classes, please spread the word. We are located on our Facebook page called Group Tuning Class with Tony, and until next time, Namaste.